Use my favorite player, by the way. I like of all time. Yep. There's a great sword in the hand. You're my favorite player of all time.
That's how it works. I will say uses Jae-Yun. It's what he played at the Spring Championship, I believe, but then he swapped off of it after his performance at DreamHack San Diego because he didn't like how Greatsword felt offline. He didn't like it in person, is what he was saying.
I remember that at the Royale. He was like, yeah, you cannot play this weapon on LAN. It just does not work, which is an interesting thought process to have. But with that said, I mean, not going to see the plane quite yet. We're going to see how this matchup should be pretty doable, honestly. I don't think Greatsword really struggles too much against Axe or Hammer. Axe can be a little tricky at times because of that down air. It can be really tough for the Greatsword to find its way around it. And then Neutral Light is just, it beats out your side light and D-Light approaches. So you kind of have to bait that out a little bit. But as far as punish game goes, Greatsword has it in the bag. But as you can see, kind of defaulting to the simple game plan. I will only N-Light and D-Light, and Greatsword struggles against that.
Got to do those safe options. One thing that works really well for Kyna as he's about to get this first stock, doesn't cover with a neutral light there, is that, like, of course, you're coming in with Teros, one of the highest strength legends in the game. So trade-outs will definitely be in your favor, right? As long as you're, like, forcing them to only do the openers on their greatsword plays, like, you can take that damage and then swing back.
Okay, and Yuz gets right back to the stage, throws that weapon, and now is waiting for that greatsword spawn. Kyna not going to be able to successfully guard it, but another neutral light, I mean, Yuz has been pretty much exclusively neutralized to filth until the stock was eventually gone. And I actually think this is what I consider to be one of the most optimal ways to play Axe. I think a lot of people try to make it more saucier than the weapon is. I think it has very strong neutral tools and then just abuse them over and over until the stock is gone. It hits hard enough that you don't need to go for a combo. It just hits hard.
No, but once it starts getting saucy, that's where you're seeing it swing. Got that double downline into Sorry, double down air into the downlight. Now he gets a neutral light off stage. Is he going to KO with neutral lights again? Yep. Yes, he will.
Yep. It hits incredibly hard. Yeah.
Yep.
Do not compare me to Ducky, all right? I ain't no Land Before Time character.
Yo, but Yuz does get the stock just in time. Not going to get the restocked here. Again, Yuz should be the favorite, man.
Yuz is my favorite, but you got to start chefing a little bit. You got to get these openings. There we go. Side light, D light, going for that consistently because sometimes it's true. If it's not, oftentimes it ends up being like 1, maybe 2 dodge frames if you're a little bit slow. And so you're pretty much always going to go for it if you land the side light, unless you want to go for the 50-50, right? And so I think Yuz is trying to look for the guaranteed damage right now. And then at this point, if you get a dodge read, you get the stock. Ooh, nothing from Kyna, just falls and presses the button.
Yeah, he went for a falling nair there, which I don't think would have really done much, but Yuz was reading a dodge out and ended up not getting anything.
Oh, stomps there, and that should be the game. Weapon Throw's going to force an early dodge. You can ground pound here if you want. No, I'm just going to go ahead and N-Light maybe 3 stocks in a row. Cancel N-Light?
3 stocks of N-Lights?
No, D-Light? Mix up?
Down-Light for damage. Where's the N-Light?
Dashback N-Light? Yeah, okay.
Have you heard of Axe N-Light?
Yeah, it's like Mormon axers just pulling up to your doorstep. Ding dong. Oh, can I interest you in the
Have you heard the word of Axe N-Light?
Oh, cling clang. Yes, thank you. This is exactly what I need in production. And then let's get the last one right before this match starts. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, actually, the sword sound effects actually sound kind of cool in slow motion.
Yeah.
Never really thought about that. Yeah. That's gameplay.
Classic.
Here we go. Game 2, Fortress Alliance.
Okay. Not my favorite map for Yuz here. I'm not sure what kind of left on the board, but having a platform there gives a lot more room for kind of to get out of those greatsword strings.
Yeah, I'm curious what the plan is for Yuz. I feel like as far as greatsword stages go, this is one of the better ones you have just overall, but like in comparison to Demon Island or Brawlhalla, like it's like, you know, it's usually where you end up going when you don't have other places to go. Yeah. And so trying it out should be fine as long as you can get the openings. The openings really haven't been connecting.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really been able to play much, right? Like, Kyna's just been getting all those neutral wins. Yuz gets in, and Kyna spot dodging to avoid that second hit.
Yeah, it's tough because Hughes is trying to figure out at what tempo to play at. He's gone for side light, D-light a few times, and Kyna's just not. It's like whenever he goes for side light, D-light, Kyna dodges. Whenever he goes for just side light and waits, Kyna does nothing. And he's like, how are you knowing when I'm deciding when I'm going to side light, D-light, or just side light and do nothing? And I think the way he beats that is just by doing side light and then just going for a 50-50 regardless. I think that's the way you go for it. And if it doesn't hit, it's whatever, but at least like you run the possibility of getting a 3-hit combo and a lot of damage. But despite that, I mean, Hughes is still keeping it relatively close, so whatever he's doing right now is working, just needs to put himself in front by a little bit. That side is going to help. Weapon throw forces up the dodge.
Edge guard. Okay.
Could have been a gravity cancel D like ground pound if it was a little bit closer to the stage, but I don't think he realized.
Yeah, just wasn't quite in position to punish that very low recovery attempt from Kyna, and now Kyna still sitting on this initial stock. Gonna try to put out some more damage. Doesn't get that rising nair. Hughes goes for the double immediate cancel into that finisher, but beautiful. There it is. Dare nair.
And that's great too, because Hughes understands that, like, and Kyna clearly has played against Hughes a fair amount of time. And I think you can see the familiarity against the Greatsword matchup here, because a lot of people, when they get hit by N-Light from Greatsword, they don't feel scared, right? They don't really consider the fact that it can just go into immediate N-Light finisher right off of it, but Kyna has that understanding. Nice.
Nice. Denied the wall touch, also delayed the recovery to not accidentally catch Hughes and save him. And so that's going to be a nice stock lead for Kyna.
Kyna trying his absolute best here. I mean, doing a fantastic job. Goes for the down sig. That's not going to work. Hughes does a double chase dodge, but does not pull the trigger on a hitbox. And is trying to be side by side. Doesn't want to be on top of. You can go for down air. But it looks like Hughes is actually being a little bit sparing with it. We saw one there, but like a lot of the times, if it's hard to fight your opponent on the ground, you actually just say, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to jump down air. And it gets results. It gets results. You get that down air nair a fair amount of times. You can start going for down air, side air, or even down air into gravity cancel N-sig. But Hughes wanting to play the X coordinate game, it feels.
Definitely trying to play like kind of classic greatsword. But like you said, Kyna's doing such a good job of getting away from Hughes when he opts to go for that follow-up and nice there.
Yeah, hadn't been able to get that read off the side light yet. Finally manages to guess correctly. Doesn't lead to the stock, but it almost does. And Kyna going to go ahead and grab this weapon spawn here. Start throwing out those N-lights again. D-light in case they jump, you know. Anti-air D-light. Don't jump, N-light. Very simple game plan. There it is. Don't jump, N-light. Jump side air? Okay.
Has he thrown out a side air period?
Yes, but not many.
Like I don't think like on Axe specifically too. Like his hammer, obviously he'll do it off a stomp, but nice N-lights coming out from Kyna, and like I'm starting to remember the like Kyna's old days, and that's what I'm getting. It's like he knows high strength Axe in particular. Like he's not like coming in here with someone like low strength Axe. He's just like, no, I know high strength, and I just keep neutralizing. Eventually it'll win. Especially
like that's like important, right? Because let's say this was like a lower strength legend, right? And that's probably like maybe 2 more Axe N-lights, maybe even just like more than that, just because of how over the course of the game each individual Axe N-light's going to be doing less damage, right? So it adds up quite a bit, and Kyna just like, yeah, I'll just keep doing this over and over, right? Like no need to rewrite the formula. If it's working, it's working. You know the proof for it, and you just execute it.
And we're going into game number 3. Hughes bringing out the jet. He's got the Vector, also taking a peek at Kyna's stance here, going in with the dexterity stance on the Taros. Specifically, that benefits Hammer. I'm pretty sure it does next to nothing for Axe.
Yeah, I don't really know that you really get anything. Some people will be like, oh, it feels snappier, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's like mainly placebo. But hey, sure. I mean, whatever floats your boat. I mean, Hughes, you know, it's not the pilot. Or it is the pilot.
It's the plane.
Well, this time it might be the plane. Well, the plane's not doing much right now, so maybe the pilot has to hop in because autopilot is not working out here. Well, we'll see. Got the bow in hand and doesn't even get a chance to use it. How unfortunate. Kyna immediately striking with that stomps air. But I'm trying to remember because I feel like, and I could just be making this up, but I feel like at the Spring Royale, you used to mention that like Kyna is one of the people that like he struggles heavily against, and that just like they weren't there at that event. It was one thing that you didn't have to worry about.
Kyna,
oh my God.
The chase up into the Axe recovery. He's dismantling Hughes. He's got a big ol' Axe and he is chopping this plane apart.
I don't really know what you do for Hughes here either, because like
cry on Twitter.
I guess so, because the Axe isn't like having a Rocket Lance isn't going to help you against the Axe. And so really you're playing for the bow here, and you haven't even really had a chance to use it. Yeah, you finally got it, and you're like 2/3 of the way through your final stock. All
Okay.
right, gets one.
That's a turnaround. Yep. Oh, wait. Why are you going? Why are you going so low?
Imagine, though. Imagine used as a reverse 3-0 from this point.
Well, he's going to try to do it with the Lance in hand against Kyna, who immediate gets the hammer pickup, doesn't want it. He wants that axe spawn. You saw him throw away the hammer. Uses your opportunity. Yeah, got to starve him.
All right, but where's the next spawn going to be? Tries to get the read
Left
there.
side.
And yeah, it will be hard to stop. And we're end lighting like three more. I think it'll be enough. So Use has to play immaculately here. Probably going to get caught by a D-Light trying to dash over Kyna. Jumps over that end light.
Punish. Oh, thought he was going to jump.
Yeah, has to go for big plays. Yeah, I like that drifting off stage there. Harder to punish. Ooh, ground pound. I thought we might see a down sig there. Oh, wrong direction. Watch out for the recovery. Yeah. Use playing very precarious.
Oh, again, trying to read that jump. Nice weapon toss. Helps him out there. N-Sig. That was a haymaker.
Yeah, now we're in like end light territory.
Yeah, definitely end light territory. Might even be down light territory at this rate. And light.
Ooh, yeah. Wow.
That'll do it. Kyna with the 3-0 over Use. The South American favorite going down fast.
Yeah, I feel like that, as far as like brackets go, that's kind of like, I won't say unlucky, but more so just like, if there's anyone Use didn't want to see, I feel like it's Kyna.